Next on Worcester News tonight, support for public safety. Voters in Charlton answer the call and approve a new facility for the town's police and fire departments. Plus, time to shine. A young West Boylston girl is set to take the stage in a Broadway musical. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. A beautiful day across central Massachusetts, and it looks like we could see more of the same tomorrow. Let's get a first look at our local forecast with meteorologist Pamela Gardner.
Hey, good evening. We've had a beautiful afternoon today. Refreshing air funneled in from the west-northwest thanks to that gusty wind, and more refreshing air on the way for your Wednesday forecast. We are warming things up as we get towards the end of the work week, going into Memorial Day weekend, and some showers to end the week as well. More on that timing in just a bit. For this evening, staying in the mid-50s with breezy conditions and a mostly clear sky. Overnight tonight, starry and cool, 52 degrees. Clear to start off tomorrow morning, but chilly, 49 degrees and less humidity in play too. Our winds will stay gusty from time to time overnight tonight. Peak winds between 20 and 25 miles an hour from the west-northwest, and it'll be a breezy day for tomorrow, but the satellite radar imagery shows that we don't have any additional systems moving our way, so we keep the forecast nice, calm, and quiet over at least the next couple of days, timing in that next chance for rain in your 10-day.
An Oxford man is facing charges for growing more than 4 times the state's legal limit of marijuana plants in his home. Oxford police say the 50-year-old was growing 55 plants in the house he shares with his wife and 10-year-old son. Carl Hillman was summoned to court on multiple charges, including possessing in excess of 12 marijuana plants, which is the state's limit for 2 adults to grow in their home. Oxford police say they were tipped off by Hillman's relative, who was concerned about the young boy living in the conditions.
About a third of the living space was dedicated to the seedling plants and then maturing plants all the way up, so half of the basement I would estimate, and then 2 of the 3 bedrooms upstairs with irrigation, ventilation, and fans to circulate the air, special lighting.
Hillman was released on personal recognizance after his arraignment and is due back in court in June. Staying in Oxford, police are looking for the owner of this 1970s revolver. They say it was found in the French River Saturday by a worker clearing trees and brush from around a dam. Police say although it is significantly rusted, they were able to read part of the serial number. In a packed town meeting, Charlton residents vote to build a new multi-million-dollar complex for the town's public safety departments. The town's firefighters and police officers have worked for more than 2 decades to get funding for much-needed upgrades. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now with the details. Chandler.
Olivia, it's a victory for Charlton first responders who say their long hours working for this have paid off. The building passed with 209 residents in favor and 41 against.
These are the floor plans for the future Charlton Public Safety Building.
It's in the shape of an L, and it's designed so that way the fire apparatus.
The town approved a $28.5 million complex for the police and fire departments Monday night.
Better, safer, and should boost morale as well.
It's a significant weight that was lifted off of our shoulders.
Fire Captain Rob Barton says knowing the building will be a reality is a great relief. He says members of the fire department have been on a quest for it for 24 years.
There was a time where the town financially wasn't in the best position to move forward with such a large price tag. There was other departments that were far worse off than us.
The complex will be next to the current police department and fix building issues to make first responders' jobs easier. The police department will have a lobby safer for residents and a booking system safer for officers.
New booking room, easier for processing prisoners, as well as doing reports and evidence collection.
Captain Barton says the building will allow the fire department to better clean carcinogens off their turnout gear. They'll also be able to house their staff and vehicles in one place, cutting down on their response times.
Putting our building at the top of Masonic Home Road in an area that's more centrally located. Our town is 43 square miles. We needed to be as close to the center as possible.
The departments whose job is to serve the community are thankful residents helped support them.
They stand behind us, and we're actually ready, both police and fire departments are ready to sort of give them a better service as well.
The complex will also house an emergency operations center for all town departments to coordinate in the event of a major disaster. The town still needs to decide whether or not to borrow money to fund the building. Captain Barton says it could be completed as soon as spring 2021. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester and its ball club want to show off the city's rich baseball history inside of the yet-to-be-built Polar Park. A museum there would give people a chance to learn more about the city's roots, and a local auctioneer might have a few valuable items to share. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with the details. Brittany.
Olivia Wayne Tuscola owns more than 50 historic Worcester baseball artifacts. His hope is his collection can be on display at the future Polar Park where thousands can see them.
Baseball history, it's so inspiring.
Dr. Charles Steinberg is diving into Worcester's deep baseball history.
The National League was founded in 1876, and here we have the 1880 Worcesters.
The president of the Pawtucket Red Sox got a close look at some of the city's historic baseball artifacts Tuesday. The goal is for items like these to be on display in Polar Park.
Take you back to 1880, take you into the early part of the 20th century, and give you some ideas for how to continue that thread in 2021 at Polar Park and for generations to come. That's a good day at the office.
Auctioneer and appraiser Wayne Tuscola owns the pieces. He started collecting historic Worcester baseball items 30 years ago and now has more than 50. Tuscola says the centerpiece of his collection could be worth six figures.
1880 piece, that's one that shows the Worcesters, but it has Lee Richmond in it, who pitched the first perfect game in baseball in Worcester.
City manager at Augusta says putting a Worcester baseball museum inside the new stadium would increase the draw of Polar Park.
Let other people learn from it, be inspired by it. So it's really cool to see that connection, past and present.
The city becoming a destination spot, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Steinberg says they are still deciding whether to have a museum or to scatter the pieces throughout the park. Now, Tuscola says one of the items was found by a friend underneath their grandparents' bed. So the city is asking if you have any old Worcester baseball items to give them a call. Live in Worcester, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
A downtown cafe and coffee shop is closed Tuesday ahead of a movie shoot planned there tomorrow. A sign on the door at Brew on the Grid tells customers they are closed temporarily and apologizes for the inconvenience. Parking restriction signs and cones also line Franklin, Salem, and Main Streets downtown. Drivers may be dealing with detours in the area through Friday. The movie Free Guy is shooting in the area. It reportedly stars Ryan Reynolds and is about a bank teller who realizes he is in a video game. AAA Northeast is predicting travel this Memorial Day weekend will be one of the busiest on record in Massachusetts. AAA Northeast projects more than 43 million people will travel for the holiday across the country. They say the busiest day will be Thursday and Friday afternoon, as well as on the holiday between 3:45 and 5:45 p.m. Their advice is to check the roads before you go.
Use your best real-time travel apps and tools to gauge both weather and traffic situations before you head out on the roadway. You don't want to be sitting in a 5-mile backup at the Sagamore Bridge if you can sit in a 1-mile backup or no backup at all.
AAA also says gas prices are trending down and advise people to fill up early in case retailers increase prices. A West Boylston girl is set to take the stage this week. The 4-year-old will alternate the role of Lulu in Waitress with another young actress. She plays the daughter of the main character working at a local diner. Our Roslyn Flaherty has her story.
4-year-old Everly Clark is fearless on the monkey bar. She's also not too worried about her big debut on the big stage.
I'm excited. I'm not afraid.
Everly will be playing Lulu in the Broadway musical Waitress, which starts Wednesday at the Hanover Theater. It's about a waitress and expert pie maker who dreams to get out of her small town and rocky marriage. Everly's mom, Cassandra, saw they were casting for the role and knew her daughter would be perfect for the part.
The way they describe the character of Lulu is incredibly spunky and outgoing, and I read the description and was like, well, that's Everly through and through, but wasn't sure she was actually going to pull that off in the auditions.
Hi, Mama.
She did pull it off, landing the part.
I was floored.
Everly has been practicing her 3 lines with her mom at home to prepare for the shows, but she says she's most excited for...
They get to do my hair. My own dressing room.
Her mom says she's going to let her continue to decide if this is something she wants to do in the future. Live in Worcester, Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.